Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. Good morning. Or good afternoon, good evening, good night. Depending on where you're at in the world. I'm back. I'm playing some more Farming Simulator 25. And we are in Judith Plains, Montana. Yeah, it's going to be a big day here today. Starting a little early. Normally we start around, 7 a.m.-ish Central Standard Time. But gonna start a little early. We've got a little bit to do today. So we'll wait a minute and let a few get in here. I'm gonna open my coffee. Mmm. Dr. Pepper. Zero. Gotta love it. Alright. There's probably nobody here because it started so early. Wake up! That's my best rooster I can do. Wake up! Rise and shine! It's farm whipping time. Let's go. Let's go, campers. It's 6 a.m. Time to start the day. If you stream it, they will come. Somebody's gonna show up. We got a lot to do today. I really want to get started. I guess I can start by going kind of over like a review. Oh, there's somebody. There's one. I see one. Who's the one? Who's gonna be the first in chat? They'll get a shout out. Whoever the first in chat is gonna get the shout out. Who's gonna be the first one? See one person watching. One person. I have my guesses. I can narrow it down to maybe like a handful of people that it could be. Who's it gonna be? Don't know yet. Nobody yet. Good morning. It's 6 a.m. Time to start the day. Everybody on YouTube's like, okay, let's go. It's probably any time o'clock over there on YouTube. So I guess I'll just start with the review here. So we'll go look at I guess the statistics part of the stuff. We'll go over to finances. So you'll note we paid our loan back. We sold a lot of silage. And you'll note that, well, you can't see it in this page here, but I'll show you in a minute. Let's go look down here. So harvest income, sold $428,000 worth of silage. And did some more contracts. There haven't been that many contracts pop up, but I've done 163,000 worth of contracts right there. Contract income. I like to put the highlighter above where I'm talking about, because when you put the green on there, I don't know about you guys, but it makes it harder to see. I don't know why. It just does. Oh, this is how much product. You can see how much product we sold, so I'll put it above there. So last month we made $47,000 on our soy milk, and this month so far we've made $33,000. Cool beans. All right, so that's kind of where we're at. We paid our loan off, and we are revenue positive. We have $689,000 so far right now. It is the last part of June. We're fixing to get into July here. And I wanted to talk about the crop calendar. So I noticed that in the crop calendar, I guess, is it the AI maybe? The other farmers' fields, so like the fields that are out there right now that are planted, whatever they're planted in, I think they are sticking to the original crop calendar. So, like oats, when you go to harvest oats, right there, oats. So, in the normal crop calendar, I think oats actually start in June. I'd have to double check that, but I think that's the case. I think they start in June. Or maybe it's just messed up because there's some oat fields out there. I noticed that they have been harvested and it's still June right now. So it's kind of weird that that's doing that. I don't know if that's a just a glitch in the system or what, but because they're not supposed to be able to harvest their oats in June. According to this crop calendar here, they're not supposed to be able to, but they have. There's been a few fields harvested out there. So that makes me wonder about the other crops. You know, the ones we've got, the barley, the soybeans, the corn. It's got me to thinking about it. It's really got me to thinking about it. So we're going to remedy that today, I think. But before we do that, we are going to do a little liquidation. So we're going to sell some equipment back. No, not that stuff. That stuff, that's new to us. So we're going to keep this too. We're going to sell... Oh, he's already checking out my plow. Sir, this plow has a few hours on it, but it's been a great plow. You'll love it if you want to buy it for your farm. It's a 12-meter plow. Yeah, you can fold it like so. The only reason I'm getting rid of it is it's a little taller than my tractors, and that makes me uncomfortable. But if you're not gonna drive it under any gas station awnings or the drive-through at McDonald's, you'll be okay. So it's a great plow, sir. I hope you enjoy it if you decide to buy it. So we're gonna sell this 12-meter plow back. I've got a 9-meter one now. I think that's a little bit better. It's not, when you fold it up, it's not as tall. I wish this had another joint about halfway up there, but it doesn't. And it's just too tall. It doesn't fit under anything. It doesn't fit under the gas stations. It doesn't fit under anything that you really need to drive under. So, Jeff is the first one. Good morning. I'm going to give you and Trent a shout out here in a bit. So we're going to sell that plow back. I really hate to sell this back. This has been a great mower windrower. Oh look, I got a couple more people checking out my stuff. Dude, this is like the garage sale yesterday that my neighbors had. Yeah, this has been a great mower windrower. You'll like it. Your kids will like it. It will definitely help you out on your farm. It's a classic model. So yeah. Oh look, there's a lady over there checking it out too. Or maybe she's just being shy. I don't know. So we're gonna sell that back and the header with it. We are gonna sell the Crone windrower back. This is a Stevie mod, but it's not the tuned up model. So we're gonna sell that back because we bought another one. We bought a Kloss version, and I think this actually is the Kloss version, but it's not the tuned version. So we've got the tuned Kloss version. We might get the Crone version again in the future, but in the future hopefully we'll get the tuned version. So we'll sell that, and then last but not least, Mozilla. I really hate to sell Mozilla. It's just it's such a nice mower setup. It's 27 some odd meters wide. It can cut so much in one swath, and I've really enjoyed using it. It makes definitely made cutting the fields faster, but we're moving on to something else today. So let's start selling some of this stuff back. Sir, this is yours. I'm selling it to you, okay? This is your plow now. Take care of it. It took care of me. So we're gonna sell that back. We get 17 grand back for that one. Okay. Alright. Oh, you want to look at this too? Well, yeah, you can look at this too. You want to buy it too? I got other people looking at it. You better jump on it. Let's see. Go ahead and do some repairs and repaint it real quick. And we'll repair that. And repaint it real quick. So the header, we don't get very much back, 2,500. And then the mower itself, 10.6 grand. Not too bad. It's gone. All right, hope you enjoyed that, sir. Yeah, y'all missed out. Y'all should have jumped on it sooner. This guy just bought my plow and my mower. Hey, you want my rake? Y'all want my rake? No? Okay. We'll sell this rake. Repair that. Repaint that. Sell that. It's gone. Alright, and Mozilla. I really hate to sell this mower. It's a fantastic mower. It's in the mod hub. I don't know if it's on console or not. It's definitely in the PC mod hub. Repair and repaint that. How much do we get? Ooh, we get like 100.5 grand for that. I'm not that brokenhearted anymore. Okay, so that's all the equipment we're going to liquidate for now. What we want to do now, and this is where I got to give Jeff and Trent from the Puma Plow community. They told me about this. I kind of saw this before, but I didn't really give it any second thought when it came out in the mod hub. There's a mod in the mod hub called Swathing Plus. Basically, it takes the MacDon swather head, this one right here, and it turns it to where you can cut grass, alfalfa, and clover with it. Plus, it will give you a 20% yield bonus utilizing this. So to use this header and to use the have that benefit of the 20% yield bonus, we've got to buy a MacDon. There's not any on sale. Not a whole lot on sale right now, other than some of the stuff we just sold. Yep. So we'll go buy the MacDon. I think this will be a good investment. We've got 844 right now. So let's see. Is that the big engine? Yeah, that's the big engine. We'll do the big engine. We'll do Michelin tires. Never really looked at all these other ones. It's a shame you can't get the Nokian tires for this. The turf tires, you know, that'd been a nice setup. All right, and we'll take the plates off of that. Okay. So that's 170 grand. Okay. And then we'll go buy this header right here. So this is the swathing header. Traditionally, this is the mowing header. This is what you would cut your grass with. This is only 5 meters wide though. And to get the yield bonus, you have to use the swathing head. This is the swathing head. It's 12.2 meters. Definitely bigger. So yeah, looking forward to that. Transport wheels, yes, we do want those. So that's 100 grand just for the header. But we need the transport wheels because we have to tow this down the road. So let's buy that. All right. So we're in business. There's that, and then there's the MacDon. So we'll hook up to that in just a minute. I think we need to get one more thing. You'll note that the last time we talked, I used the forage harvester here from the shop. You can borrow all this equipment at the shop. But I ran the forage harvester out of fuel, and I cannot figure out how to fuel it back up. I don't think you can fuel this equipment back up. Maybe not until the update. And I haven't noticed, I haven't seen where he announced anything about the update. I haven't checked this morning. I checked last night, but I didn't check this morning. But we do have the header and the dolly for the trailer for using a forage harvester. So I think the time has come where we need to get a forage harvester while we are not in debt, because we are not currently in debt. So this is the in-game John Deere 9000 series. This is the European model, and you can't change this to a US model because you can't. There's no switch for it. You can't say, okay, EU, US, EU, US. There's not a model. There's not a switch there for it. So we're not going to get this one. We found another one that is the US model. And I don't know if this is Skywalker's model or not. This one was in the itch IO site. So found this one. And I have used it before. The question is, how do we want to do the setup on this? Let's see. And what can we afford? We have $574 in cash. So you can do $970. I really don't know what the I does, but we'll put it on there. Wheel setup. Oh, you can do twins on it? Cool. I think I'm going to stick with the standard. Or should I do the twins? I think I'm going to stick with the standard. I can probably fit through tighter spaces that way. Let's see. Tents. Yeah, a lot of times I'll just keep this stock. Numbers. We don't need any numbers. And then the pipe. I think I'm going to go with the... There's a train. There's a train. I think I'm going to go with the long pipe. Good morning, Twitchy. How's it going? Started a little early. Yep. Wanted to get started this morning. I think I'm going to go... The standard pipe is 1,500. The long pipe is 3,000. I think I'm going to go with the long one. I can always change this later if I want to. So that's 539. Let's get that. Okay. Alright, so we can rest easy. We've got a forage harvester somewhere. Where did it spawn? Is it over here? It's over here. It's tucked in between the 40 series here and the cloth rake that we bought. So we will be utilizing that soon. Alright, so we have $35,000 in our name left. We're not going to stop there. Believe it or not, I kind of want to go ahead and get stuff going. And there is Old Man. Let's go say hello to Old Man real quick. Give him some talk power. If I can find the button. There it is. Good morning, Old Man.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's kind of weird today, being off on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Are you off Sundays now?
Yes, I'm off Sundays now. Started the new shift last week.
All right. Well, we're ready. I'm fixing to buy some more stuff. I bought a MacDon. I've got... that's another question. Do you still have the link to the mod folder?
Yes.
Okay. Everything should be in there, but there's a lot of stuff that's from the mod hub that has had updates over the past few weeks. So, yeah. If there's something you don't have, let me know.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm getting ready. I'm just completing my shaders now and going to be dropping in here.
Alrighty. So, I just bought a MacDon. We are going to start using the swather head to do grass, alfalfa, and clover because they dropped a new mod in the mod hub. We just talked about this. Swathing Plus. You can use this wider header on it, and it gives you a 20% yield bonus. Trent and Jeff told me about this yesterday. So, I'm going to start using that. And then we did buy a forage harvester. I'm excited about that too. So now we can cut our corn. Alright, there's Old Man right there. Hey, Old Man. Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a while,
Yep.
but give you an update on everything. Cleanup is done.
Well, good.
Waiting to start to rebuild. There's a few odds and ends. I still got to get the 1.5 tons of sand out of my yard.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it left a beach.
Well, hey, now you got
So,
beachfront property.
yeah.
Get you an umbrella and what did Jimmy Buffett? Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so I just spent. We had 600 some odd $1,000. I just spent all of that on the MacDon and the forage harvester. But I was also talking about how the crops. So when you go look at the growth on the crops, and sometimes that doesn't update either. Let me switch back to that. Switch back to that. Come on, update. There we go. Had to go to soil conditions there for a minute. So yeah, a lot of the crops, and I don't know if it applies to all of them, but I know with the oats, these fields like this one right here, I did a plowing contract on that one, so it actually helped us. It was not one that we were really aiming to buy, but it wasn't really ready to harvest according to the crop calendar. You're not supposed to be able to harvest oats until July, but they harvested that thing back on June 1st. So it's got me kind of nervous about some of the other fields, especially the barley, because I know the in-game crop calendar, I think barley you can start harvesting either in June or July. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get the barley fields. That means I've got to delve into the loan again, unfortunately. So let's just start, I guess, up here. Got a barley field right here. It's field 107, and it is 393. So we need at least that. So I'm going to take out the loan as much as it hurts to. 393. Might as well say 400. Wish I could just punch in 400 still. That would be so much easier. Alright, there's 400. I'll do 5 just to have a little extra. So yeah, let's go back to that. And there's not any updated contracts out there. I'm gonna look in July again to see if there are any. Alright, so I want to grab the barley fields first. I think they'll be ready to go first. So we'll buy that field. Also wanted to make sure before we do that the fields are all ready. So you can tell when I go to this map right here, there are no contracts left to do. Look at all the fields. They are all fertilized. Some of them have been sprayed. The only fields that are not fertilized or weed free are the ones that we let follow. So we've got this field, that field, and I actually forgot about this field, this little field over here on the blue farm. It's a very tiny field, but every other field has been sprayed and or fertilized. So we're good to go on anything we want to buy today. So the field we want to buy is this barley field right here. So let's get that one. It's ours. The next field would be this barley field over here. This one is 290, not as bad. About 100,000 less. So we need at least 300 in the bank for that. I can go to the right tab. Banker's gonna look at this and say, he just paid off his loan. Now he's taking back out all this money. Hey, we got the collateral for it though. We're good for it. Alright, take a little extra just to have a little cushion there. Go back to the map. And it's this one right here. Yep, barley. So 290. We'll buy that one. We've got a nice bigger one right here. This one is 531. A little bit more for that one. And And I didn't send Phil the memo about starting at 6 o'clock either.
Yeah, I kind of just flipped on to Twitch, and I was like, "Oh, he's streaming."
Yep. I was like, man, I got so much to do. 5:31. Forgot how much it was. I was just ready to get started and get to buying the equipment in the fields and. All right, let's go back and buy that field. This one right here. All right, we're gonna have plenty of barley. We're gonna start making beer. Let's see. There's some other barley fields out there too. I gotta find them. I think there's one down south that I know of. That's not barley. Yeah, right there. That's the last barley field that was actually planted, so we'll get that one. That one's 295. So we need another 300. Oh boy, we're up to 1.2 million thus far. Just go to 1.5 million. We'll do that. All right, so that's that there. And I think some of the other crops, I'm pretty sure that soybeans and corn might be safe because typically you don't start harvesting those until strictly October. So we'll go back and take a look at that here in a minute. So that field, this one right here, we'll buy that one. I would like to get this cornfield here and maybe that one if we can afford it in the long run, but we're gonna have to do some work, I think, before then. Okay, so we're kind of focusing on the barley, the corn, and the soybeans. So I finally got a contract on this one. I've been, for the past several streams and episodes on YouTube, I've been waiting for this thing to be in the work list for contracts for fertilizing, and it finally dropped. So did this one down here. So let's see how much is that one? That one 531. I think I'm just going to work the loan because we're going to be able to sell more silage next month and then work the loan, pay back the loan a little bit, and then buy some more of these fields as we go. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get that one too. Let's see. Actually, let me add it up. So this one is 531, I said. Yep. So basically 532 plus 2, we'll just say 535 on that top one and then 215 on this one. And then this one here is in soybeans too. This one's a little more. That one's 759. So we'll say 780 for that one. So 535, 215, and we'll say 760. Hey Siri, what is 535 plus 215 plus 760?
That would be 1,510.
So that'd be another 1.5 million. We may have to work for this southern field. I don't think we can get it right away. These we can. We can get these. If my math is right, that should be about 157, and we've already got 1.5 out in loan. So let's go take that loan out. We know we need 535. Hey Siri, what is 535 plus 215?
The answer is 750.
So I need 750 right now. I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. 754. All right, that should be enough for those 2 fields. Okay. All right, so how much are we in debt? We've got 10,000 in cash, and then we've got 230. I think we're gonna pay that back down more before we buy the southern field. And then if we work some contracts and stuff and sell the silage and stuff, we might even be able to buy some of those cornfields down south. So we'll do that. All right. You got the MacDon all hooked up. This is
what do you want to do first?
I'm gonna head to the house and sleep. Get into July, and then I've actually had to shut down the fermenting silos. I shut them down on this morning. So we'll get those filled back up with. I guess I'm gonna start with probably the clover fields, and then come back and hit the alfalfa fields, and then do the grass fields because I've got a lot of grass to mow. We'll go do that. Got a little drive. Get to the clover. This was always weird in cab. Ooh. I guess because it's backwards.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'll just stay out of the cab for now. And we can come back and get the rake. This will drop a windrow though, I'm pretty sure. It should swath it up. And I've got the 7250 on the pickup wagon down there. You can just, if you want to detach the front mower, and if you need a weight, there's a weight for that tractor at the shop there. I took it off there and left it there when I bought the mower. For the front of that mower works for getting into tighter spaces. So, but yeah, if you need a weight, there's a weight back there at the shop for that tractor. Let's see. Good morning, Fuzzy. Good morning, Farmer. Good morning, Positive Pizza Power. You're here early this morning with us. All right. Yeah. Wouldn't mind having this field here, but it's over $1 million just for that one. say if that 7250 tractor won't work, I think there's a 7R out in that field where I did that plowing contract. You want to pull the pickup forage wagon with it. But that 7250, it's been tuned by Mr. Stevie, so it's got 350 something horsepower on it. It's got the power.
Well, do we want to make sure it makes a windrow first, or?
Yeah, let me go down here and sleep to get into July. Because technically none of the grass type crops are ready. Even though it says the grass is ready to harvest, it's that first harvest stage. And we always like to wait until the final harvest stage. The alfalfa and the clover, it seems like they're kind of in sync with the final harvest stage with grass. So we'll mow it in April, July, and then again in October. So let me go to the blue house here and sleep. 8 a.m. Don't be running when I wake up. Don't be running when I wake up. Well, that was close. I heard the rain. I was like, no. Alright, what's on sale? Not that we can afford anything, but basically the stuff that we sold back, and then there's there's a trailer for sale, and that is by Mr. Stevie. I don't know if that's one we want though. No, that's not what. This is one of the ones that you can build, make like the Super Bees. So, not that one. Not a bad tractor there though. The old case. $50% off. We might come back to that later. Whoop, not that button. Huh. That button, there we go. Turn my seat around. It's been a minute since I've used this thing. Alright, moment of truth. It works. Totally works. Putting down a min row and everything. Gonna say the rake is a 15-meter rake, And I can tell you already, this is a 12.2 meter header. The windrows that this thing is putting down because of that yield bonus is bigger than the rows that that 15 meter rake was raking up. But yeah, big shout out to Trent's not here yet, but Jeff, you're here. Jeff and Trent told me about the asked me if I'd used the Swathing Plus mod yet, and I said nope. I saw it, but I had not really fully investigated what it was all about. And then when I heard 20% bonus, I was like, ooh. So, yep. I'm really intrigued about the whole working on the grass too. That really got my attention because right now we have one grass field, and the only other grass areas that we have are like the meadow grass. So I'm assuming that it will have a 20% bonus on that type of grass too. It's not fertilized grass, but you know. And I'm assuming it'll cut it. Looks like it cut maybe a little bit right there. Yep, didn't know you was gonna see an early stream this morning, did you? And over in it's either the next field over or the one over from that, there's probably a couple more rows of clover out there from the last cut. full?
All full.
All right. If you want to take it to the blue farm first, you can. It's right over there.
Okay.
I'll fill it up first and then take everything else to the red one, I guess. Closer up here. Save. Go ahead and crank that one back up. Clover on. So that should be the blue farm there. 75,000 liters in it right now. And it is filling. Strip is one of the strips that was left from the last cutting. Canadian 22, thanks for the raid. And good morning. Good morning, Crazy. How's it going? I was gonna say Phil might not. He may not be in. He ended up cutting his finger.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was washing a glass or something, and somehow it broke, and he didn't even realize it broke. And he looked down, and he sliced his the back side of his thumb open. He had to have like 6 stitches or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So he was here last week, and he wasn't able to come in and actually do anything. He just got on and talked. Just finished streaming. All right. We're using the new Swathing Plus mod that came out. You can do grass, clover, and alfalfa. And it gives you a 20% yield bonus. This little bit that I missed out here. Oh. Stream is good. Started early. Normally I don't start till about 7 Central Standard Time here in America, but yeah, going pretty good. It's about 7 o'clock now. I think most of my regular people are here by now. A lot of them saw me like, oh man, he saw when I went live. I'm like, hey, he's live.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo.
Well, be fair, I didn't send one out. I figure everybody that's watching or following or anything probably gets the alerts. Click the little bell and you get the alerts when I go live. Is it a bell on here? Let's try on Twitch. I think
Yeah,
so.
there's a bell.
I think there's a bell you click. It's just like YouTube. YouTube has a bell too. You like the swather? You haven't gotten to the point of the swather yet? It's nice. You get almost a 25% yield bonus on the crops that it does. And then you get with this mod that we have, Swather Plus, you get 20% yield bonus on grass, clover, and alfalfa if you are on a map that supports that. I need to see my lines. Show the lines. Show me the lines. Here we go. We probably should have done 2. Yeah, this is the field that's got the 2 or the 3 rows. Looks like maybe in it, maybe more than that. Little extra. Show me the money. Have you merged any fields yet? No, we can't merge any fields yet. Not until we are able to afford the prairie land or the common ground. And the first one, the cheapest one, we already own. But the next one that we can afford is 120. Hang on, 129? Yeah, 129, and it's $4.4 million. That's the next one we can afford, and we can afford it because we just bought some fields. So yeah, we'll be able to get that at some point down the line. Then we can start merging fields in the northwest part of the map there. The next one up from that is 4.8 million, and it's the northeast side of the map. The next one up from that is 7.5 or 7.6 million. It's the southwest side of the map, and then the next one is 8.6 million. It's the southeast side of the map. So yeah, it's gonna take a little while to yeah, get those funds. But when we get into more of the production side of things, start making dry corn, start making beer, start making whiskey. We're already making soy milk. When we get more into like the production side of things, then we will definitely be able to afford it down the line here.
Plus, you're waiting for the update.
Yeah, I was gonna check on that too. I checked on it last night. Let me go see if there's any. No, nothing new today. Yeah, the last update was June 18th. So nothing new. He's probably, he's doing two things. He's working on the update and he's working on the new map. Is it okay to swear here? I prefer you not. I try to keep it family friendly. So yeah, if you can withstain from it, I prefer you do. Withstain from you know, swearing. That's okay. I think I'm gonna try to run a pass down. Well, probably need to try it on the other side because there's one of these in-betweens that you can actually mow. So it may be tied in with fields and not actually part of the common ground, meadow, prairie land, whatever. Oh, you know what I didn't do? That might help with stability. I didn't unfold the legs back in the back. I had them in the transport position. I don't know if that'll help. It might help with the stability a little bit, but didn't have them out there. Pass over here right quick. What is going on? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro? He's wanting to cut an angle. Maybe because I switched fields on him, it kind of confused him. Take that back. The windrow from the rake actually does look a little taller.
You think we should windrow them up first, or?
Nah, it doesn't matter. It's supposed to be a 20% yield bonus. I don't know how we would test that. I guess you could pick up... Let me do another line next to this, and then you can pick up one of the rows that's already down and see how much you get. Or well, you could pick up that line in that other field that I did over there, and then come back and hit one of these rows. I'll try to cut beside one of them, and you can pick up one of the rows that's already down. One of the full. This one that I'm coming down now, the one that's beside me is... yeah, pay attention to how much you pick up over there.
Why is that?
Well, forget that one then if you've already started.
Yeah, I've already started.
Okay. So...
I was at 55%.
Yeah, there's no way to really test this because I did inrows on this already. Only way to really truly test it is to bring in another mower and mow a strip where there's not any already down, and then cut one with this and then mow one and rake it up. Of course, you'd have to, I don't know, you'd have to rake it up the same. How much did we have in there? Well, it wouldn't matter anyway because we still had some on the ground. Yeah, we'll just have to trust that we're getting the 20% yield bonus on it. There's too many factors, too many variables in the equation that won't allow us to do a thorough scientific test.
We just have to get the other mower, cut it, because it puts the other one that goes to the mower that goes to the MacDon.
Yeah.
And then we can just break it up and see what see what that difference is.
Yeah. I may let John do the science on that. He's good at setting up his fields to be exactly the same. The thing is like this is cutting a 12.2 meter swath. Even if you use the MacDon mower, that's going to be a 10 meter swath, even if you just cut 2 lines. You'd have to set your width on the MacDon mower to whatever half of 12.2 is. So 6.1. You can't do that because the mower is only 5 meters wide. Yeah, I don't know that there's any real way you can really test it other than doing it in separate seasons. And then when it comes to grass time, we should, if we still get the 20% bonus on grass with this, we should get the bonus from the silage additive in that trailer you've got there, because I put silage additive in the tank on it. I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember what the bonus is for silage additive. Wonder if the shop tells me. It doesn't say how much it adds to the yield. It just says it increases your yield. It doesn't really give you a specific number. Let me see if anybody's put it online. Okay, so if you add silage additive to your forage wagon or forage harvester, typically you get a 5% yield bonus. So if we get 20% with this, and then 5% also on grass with that, that'd be 25% yield on grass. The silage additive does not work on clover and alfalfa though. I know you're family friendly, but would you accept Colonel Potter's favorite phrase from MASH? I would accept anything from Colonel Potter. He did not use anything really vulgar. He was like, horse hockey and stuff like that. That's stuff he would say. But still, 20% yield on clover and alfalfa. That's better than 0% yield bonus on clover and alfalfa. I noticed how they made the mod hub page online. They made it like a darker olive drab green. I kind of like it. It's not like a cloth green anymore.
Tell you the truth, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they made it. It's all like a dark green now. I'll try to put some pictures in there about it. So yeah, that's only available for the PC and Mac. I was kind of wondering that. So the Swathing Plus is only on PC and Mac. Not on console, unfortunately. What? You can use the MacDon? You can use this MacDon header on a tractor and swath? I did not know that. I guess it has to be a tractor maybe that turns around, so the seat turns around, so you can use it in that method. Oh, maybe you don't get 20% on grass. This says, this mod adds the ability for swathers to be able to cut grass and grass alternatives. Swathing Plus is compatible with all swathing headers equipment, including the MacDon pack. In addition, all specialty alternative grass types include a yield bonus 20% over conventional grass. So it sounds like you don't get the 20% on just grass. Still get the 5% if you use the silage additive in the forage wagon though. Yeah, we'll take what we can get, I guess. Anyway, I put that in the Puma Cloud Discord there. Again, big shout out to Trent and Jeff for telling me about that. No, Swathing Plus is the mod I'm talking about. It enables the swathing heads to do your specialty crops and grass. Otherwise, you got to use the 5-meter mower header that comes with the MacDon pack. Now there's a picture. I put the picture in the Puma Plow Discord there. You can see there's a tractor. I don't know which tractor that is, but it's hooking up to that header, that swathing header. So maybe it's a different header. It might not be the one that comes with this MacDon pack. Maybe it's a different swathing header, like a modded swathing header or something. I would assume it'd probably have to be one that hooks up to like a 3-point. Probably a 3-point in the PTO on it. Here's our barley field. Save. And there is this cornfield down here too. That's $279. We could probably afford that one right now. Say we could get that and make that into another. It's right next to our grass field over there. We can make that another grass field once we get the corn out of it. $279. test this when I get down to the farm down there. It's still, I guess maybe because it's part of that middle part. Although you can't see it. You can't see the line. You can see that line. Well, there I am. Yeah, it may still be part of that. Have to get on some meadow grass that we own to see if it cuts meadow grass. Save. Good morning, Esther. How's it going? Are they shooting off fireworks around you yet, old man?
No, they haven't. Not yet.
I've heard a few people shooting them. That'll probably increase towards the middle of the week.
It'll probably start around here. It's well, with all the flooding that we've had, part of the the flooding that I got, and then the other part of the town got flooded just the other day. So I don't know what the actual town and city's plans are going to be for fireworks. I don't know if they're going to cancel them this year or not.
Yeah, and probably won't be too many. Probably won't be too many private fireworks shows. I don't know, maybe.
Time will tell, I guess, because, like I said, it's we've been going through a lot here.
Yeah. Around here, people are all about. I think they spend their life savings on fireworks sometimes. Why would they cancel them? Well, they just had like major flooding in his area. With all the recovery and cleanup and stuff going on, they may just decide to either cancel them or postpone them. I think I know why so many people around here shoot them off. Because all the smoke from the fireworks that they shoot off, it kind of gets rid of a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah, it does that.
It remember my dad. He used to buy, the big military smoke bombs. They're about as tall as a soda can. Not as wide as a soda can, but about as tall as one. We'd light them off, and those things they would smoke very heavily for I don't know, almost 5 to 10 minutes. They lasted a long time. Oh, they stunk too. Ooh. But I know one thing. He'd light them off. He'd tell us to close all the windows. Because a lot of times we'd have the windows open with the screens on them and stuff. And he'd say, close all the windows, keep the doors closed, don't open them, don't come outside. And he'd light those things off around the house and out in the yard, and it would just be a smoky mess.
We'll probably have a bonfire next Saturday. I mean, everybody's still cutting up trees and stuff like that, and we got a lot of debris that's piled up. We'll probably have a nice sized bonfire.
Have to get you some hot dogs and some marshmallows and some graham crackers and stuff. Make some s'mores.
I don't know. Would you want to do that with flood debris?
Yeah, you're right. Probably not with flood debris.
I think it was Wednesday. No, Thursday. They when they got flooded on the other side of town, and I felt sorry for there's this little shopping center, like it has a Dollar General, a pizza shop, and Hallmark. They're all gone.
Mm. You ever get wildfires? Yeah, we get wildfires. From time to time. Not all the time. Pretty much any state kind of in the northeast there got hit hard with a lot of rainfall, a couple weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yep. Matt, we could probably use the chopper to pick up that clover and grass and use the end dump to tow behind it, and it could pick up more than just this pickup trailer. You'll need about 90,000 to do that, but it'd be probably a lot faster.
I think unless you go with the 1,000,000 liter capacity one, those trailers probably have more capacity. I think the biggest end up, what is it, 90,000 something? It might be
Well, the biggest,
87,000.
the biggest one's 62,000.
This one is 87.
The 48 footer, yeah. So if you go with the 1,000,000 liter one, and use the 20 footer,
This one at 1,000,000 liters. That's funny.
that would
Now,
be funny.
huh?
That would be funny.
Yep. Hello from Sweden. Hello, good morning. Or what time is it in Sweden? Good afternoon, maybe? Evening? Afternoon? Probably afternoon. How are things in Sweden? Doing good. Yep, we are in the U.S. Alright, let me go hit this grass field down here. I want to see if this thing will mow meadow grass. That is a simple inspector. It's in the PC mod hub, in the in-game mod hub. I do believe it's for PC only, but it is in the PC mod hub. Simple inspector. You can change the font size. I think that's 20x. I think that's as big as it'll go. You can make it smaller than that. I need it bigger.
Did your glasses come in yet?
Yeah, but they're kind of weird. Alright, let's see if I can get this locked in there. No, bad news, it does not work on meadow grass. Let me make sure it works on the planted grass even. Wonder if maybe they'll come out with an update to fix that, to where you can cut the meadow grass. It does work on the field. It does not work on the meadow grass. So I guess to cut the meadow grass, we'll have to either get the grass header for this, or at some point, hopefully in the future, we'll have the map update and we can see if we have to do a new game save. We plow it up and make it into a field. We don't get the yield bonus on this one, but it is convenient to be able to mow it with this. It would be. But if it don't cut the meadow, that means you don't have to worry about cutting outside the field. I wouldn't mind cutting outside the field though, Jeff, to be honest. It's grass. Grass is grass. Doesn't matter if you mow it. Yeah, the only difference between the planted grass in the field here is that you can use the grass roller on this, and it's got the added yield for the fertilization state from doing the grass roller. And it keeps the first fert rate all the time. But you can roll it, do it with the grass roller, and it'll put it on that second perch state, kick it up a growth stage. Yeah, grass is grass. It doesn't matter where you mow it. We've got a lot of open lots on this map that are just meadow grass. And unless you plow them up and reseed the grass there, that's all they'll ever be is meadow grass. Yeah, we've cut a lot of meadow grass and put it in our silos to go in on the process of making the silage. And now that we have our forage harvester, we have the corn header. We'll put that corn header on there and hit some of these cornfields, and we'll have the corn chaff in there as well. Have all four of them running: alfalfa, clover, corn chaff, and grass, or haylage, whichever you want to call it. Did notice one thing though: the corn chaff. You would think that it would make more sense to cut it like the month before it's ready to actually like harvest, because that's normally when you cut corn for chaff, is when it's still green. You don't wait for it to turn that dead, brown color like when you harvest it. Typically you want to cut it while it's still green. But the yield is a little bit higher if you wait till it's ready to be fully harvested. You can cut it the month before, but I think the yield is higher, a little bit higher, just a hair higher, if you wait for it when it's fully ready to harvest. I don't understand the logic behind that thinking from giants, but you think they would make the yield the same. There's that cornfield I was looking for right there. Yep, does not cut meadow grass. That's interesting. Is Old Man Stream.
No. Well, no, no, I don't stream. I was gonna say because I'm with you, but no, no.
This field is huge. It's kinda big. So here's that field. There's me. There's our farm. Stop down here at the end. I'll show you the biggest field on the map. The biggest pre-made field on the map. But we're gonna make them big. We're gonna make some of them bigger. In the long run. Still waiting to see what the update entails. Thought I was on this field longer. No, I did the clover fields down there and came up to this grass one. Let me fly down to the big field. So here's the grass field that I'm in. Turn around, that's north in that direction now. So that's the grass field I'm in right there. You can see where I've dropped the grass there. Come down to the big field down here. Already passed it. Right here. Here's our big field. This is the big field. It doesn't really look like it, but it is a big field. Got it planted in beans again. But you look at these fields like right up here, a lot of these, a lot of this, I could see plowing all this together. So you gotta picture it in your mind. These will probably get plowed together. All of these will probably get plowed together. And then this is gonna be a really big monstrosity down here. But a lot of this will probably get plowed together. Got a lot of trees to clear, and then we'll probably do a lot of merging down here. So yeah, it's gonna get bigger. just kind of waiting to see what this update entails. If it requires a new game save, it's gonna be worth the wait, I think. He's making fixes and improvements to the map. That's all he's really said. I know the number one thing that people have been requesting, I think it's the number one thing, is that you can sell the other farms. So there's 6 farms, I think. You got your red farm, the blue farm, the John Deere green farm, the Fent or Kloss green farm. There's a brown farm, and then there's a black roof farm. So yeah, that's six farms total, and they all have the same the same setups. They have cows, they have sheep, they have, and that's, I can say right now we're not going to do animals at all of them, but that's a lot of buildings and that's a lot of farms, really. It would be nice to be able to buy those farms and sell those buildings. Just remove those farms basically and turn them into farmland. Really, that would be my plan. But as it is right now, the farms, the buildings are built into the map, so they're not really sellable. They're not placeables. So, and I don't know if that's going to be one of the updates. I think that's just like one of the number one kind of requests from a lot of people. A lot of people have been asking that same question over and over. But he said that the farm buildings are built into the map, so it might not be that. It might just be maybe some visual improvements. He might do away with the chicken cult. That could be a possibility. How many acres was that field? This one is... The saves are a little long, but you can't do anything about that. Let's see. This grass field that we're in is 16.39 acres. The big field down there... So 16.39 acres, and that's the field right there. The big field down here, you can see how much bigger it is than that one. So 16.39 versus 135.08. So how many times could you fit that field in this one? A lot. I'm not gonna even math it. A lot. Yeah, that's 135 acres. But again, a lot of these fields, when we get the prairie lands, the in-between lands, we'll be merging a lot of them together and clearing a lot of trees and making more farmland. So that time is coming. Just kind of disappointing that you can't cut the meadow grass with this header. I may have to cross the stream. this rotor down there. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna swap these tractors out. Oh yeah, there's bees out there. I don't know how much it's producing. I haven't even checked on it. Right down here. Yeah, would be nice to make the common ground cheaper. I think that's kind of steep for just the in-between areas. I know there's some, I would have separated probably those areas on the outside because some of those are decent size, but a lot of those in-between areas, they probably could have been either broken up or, you know, done a little differently maybe. 8.6 million, that's a bit much. Yeah, we've got a little bit of honey here. I need to move these pellets, huh? I really should have my beekeeper outfit on. Ow. Yep. Okay, so now they're spawning new pellets. One thing I like about this system, so this, if the pellet spawn point gets full, it keeps loading the honey, right? So you move the pallets out of the way, it'll spawn your new pallets, and then you can just move those out of the way, and then it'll start building the new pallets once you've got those cleared out of the way. I wish that the sheep enclosure was that way on Alma. That drove me crazy. It was like every morning and every night, the spawn point for the wool and the goat's milk would get full. And it had no like internal storage or anything like that to where it would, you know, spawn more pallets once you move those out of the way. It barked at you. Yeah, I think that one it stores itself pretty much. I had 4 pallets there. It spawns 2 pallets at a time, and then it spawned 2 more after that, and then it started building the next one. It's like we haven't been on this in this map too long, so there wasn't a whole lot there. Whoa. Whoa. I think this rake might be a little top heavy. This swather is almost too wide for this rake. This is a 15-meter rake. I have to invest in a merger somewhere down the road. Sure wish I had my oxbow. We have the Anderson at 9.2. We have the Coon at 9.5. And then we have the I don't even know how to say that. Raider. It's at 9. So the winner out of these is going to be the Coon. Funny, the Raider is more expensive than the Coon, but it's not as wide. Sure, you can change the working direction on the Coon, though. I'm pretty sure. So that would give us 19-meter passes. Yeah, this one would give us 19-meter passes. If we went with the Rider, it would only give us 18 meters, and then if we went with the Anderson up there, it's 9.2, so that would give us 18.4 meter passes, but this one would give us 19. I'm trying to remember what the Oxbow, what was the, I want to say it was 12 meters. I could be wrong though. It might have been 10 meters. It was either 10 or 12 meters with the Oxbow merger. If it was 10 meters, it would give you 20 meter passes. If it was 12, it would give you 24 meter passes. I cannot remember the width of it though. Let me look it up here. I haven't seen it out there in the wild anywhere. Here we go. So it was the Oxbow 2340. It was 12 meters. So you could get 24 meter passes out of this Oxbow merger. Go post that in Discord. That's what we need right there. I think I'm gonna hit these rows that are kind of like this, but I may just leave the ones that it does. Doing them in straight lines. Be thankful for that. The field over to the east of this one does not do them in straight lines because the edge of the field is not straight on the north side. So it'll, when we hit that one, it'll do them crooked. Oh, see, they cut this clover field over here. Yep. Alright. Hit this one back here before I forget about it. In the needle. Ooh, there's a nice bell wrapping contract. 10 grand. $29,000 oat harvesting. Where's that at? Field 67. That field right there. That's not a bad contract. I think we could do that one. $29,000. Use our own equipment. Take that bell wrapping one too. This tractor has seen better days. Got the hours on it. 25.5 hours. Need to go get some more wrap at the shop too. Corn's coming in nicely. Sure are a lot of trains running right now. Guess they're hauling the wheat and I think what all could they be hauling? Probably wheat. Unless they're hauling coal, that could be a possibility too, I guess. Yeah, I might have enough to do these. Always, the shop's just right down yonder. I'll always run down there if I run out. Before I get started on that, let me go check on the McDonald's. Yep, I don't think there's any way to make this straighter. Either way, it's going to be kind of curvy. The only way to make it straighter is to do it manually. might be one of the first projects when we get this. What are we gonna call this? I gotta come up with a name. I'm saying prairie land. When we get this prairie land, all this land in between the fields, or maybe plains land. I don't know. Plains land is easier to say than prairie. Prairie's like brewery. Brewery's hard to say. Plains sounds good. It's Judith Plains, Montana. So we'll get all this plains land. First project, these two fields down here. This one that I'm in now. And you see the trees right in front of me there? They're the only thing in the way from connecting these two fields together. And once we get those trees cut and cleared out, we can plow that up, merge these two fields together, and have a nice long field right here. And I can straighten that north edge off. This edge right here, it is not straight. I have to do a little trimming, maybe right in there. Replace that with some maybe meadow grass or something. But we'll have a straighter field. Bring the perfect edge in here and just straighten it out. See, if those trees weren't there, I can just keep going. Oh, swathing into the sunset. Get right on the edge of this. Just do a straight line from there, keeping it in the field, because we don't own that. I want to go straight east. Or well, straight west. East-west. That should get it. move that field over, plow it down that hill, maybe just a little bit. And move this one kind of up the hill just a little bit. Get it all lined up. Probably have to redo this whole edge though. Come in with the perfect edge and do a line there and then plow along that line and replace everything past that line that's over that line with probably meadow grass. We'll be able to mow all that soon. Save, maybe? Nope. am going to take my halfway break and I shall return.